My brothers, let's not forget the moment of sickness. Our thoughts interrupted by unfamiliar voices.
Daddy, there's monsters in the house.
From this moment on, you're no longer a slave to the government. From this moment on, your mind is your own. From this moment on, you will seek vengeance on your oppressors.
So obviously fans are very excited to have you back in a franchise like this. For you personally, is there a nostalgic sense of returning to a character like this?
Well, a little bit. It's yes and no. You know, one way, I didn't think I'd be back for the fourth one, you know, but the script was interesting, and you kind of look at it with fresh eyes. You know, you try to discover something you didn't know before, something you couldn't do before, and that's the way John Hyams looked at it too. It is a bit nostalgic now when I'm sitting here talking to you, but when you're shooting, you kind of just focus on what the work at hand, you know, what you're supposed to do that day. Yeah, I can't get rid of Van Damme, you know. Expendables 2, Universal Soldier 4, Scott Adkins is in Expendables, so I guess I'm stuck with these guys somehow.
There's something fascinating about the Universal Soldier franchise, that it's so big and strange. Now you're playing a clone of your character from the original.
Yeah. Who knows? Oh, yeah, that's what it is?
Unlike the Expendables, where you can sort of turn to the camera and maybe make a joke about it, Universal Soldier within the movie is very serious.
Yeah, very serious. Especially this one is very serious. Roland Emmerich in the first one, he kind of had a bit of a, you know, it was a bit more of a tongue-in-cheek, sometimes approach to the film, you know. But here he's very serious, and in one way it's kind of refreshing that it is totally serious, and that when somebody gets punched, there is a lot of blood, and there is, you know, gore, and the way it would be in real life. I kind of like that, actually, and I wasn't sure when I shot it because, you know, there was so much blood on set that it took me, I think it took me 2 weeks to like get it off my face and off my hands. You know, that theatrical blood, it just stains you, you know. So you're walking around with like this sort of like orange face for 2 weeks. It's like, damn, that guy used a lot of blood. But yeah, it's kind of play a clone of the original. I suppose I kind of like this new guy a bit better because it's not sort of robotic, and it's not like the Frankenstein guy, kind of like in the first movie. It's a bit more sophisticated, I think. You know that, you know, these guys have taken over themselves, and my guy is like in a higher generation than the sort of foot soldiers. They're a little more simplistic than my character. So I kind of like that.
One of the things that's fun is in addition to the fighting, like you mentioned with the blood, there is gore. You see people get their hands chopped off, or
Feet.
Is that fun to choreograph beyond just fighting?
Yeah, I think it adds a bit of an extra kind of edge to it, and there's a certain rhythm to the fight scenes. You know, it's a bit like in that movie, the Raid. Have you seen the Indonesian picture? You know, it was done really well there, where the fight goes da-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba, and then boom, somebody's foot flies off where their head goes, and it kind of makes it a little more enjoyable. Because a lot of movies now, you know, trying to go for the PG audience, and there's a huge fight scene, and people are getting their ass kicked, but there's not a drop of blood. I mean, you know, it's like almost going back to the 50s, where you shot somebody and they just fell over, you know. So I enjoy that, actually.
You're directing quite a lot these days. Do you think you ever might come to this franchise as a director?
Well, I don't know. As a matter of fact, on the third one, I didn't like the script, and John Hyams was not hired yet, and there was another director, and I came up with a concept, another concept, and I kind of thought about maybe I should try to direct it, or, you know, take it a different direction. But I think Hyams did a great job, so who knows? I think what I like to do is direct smaller movies right now, because I act in bigger movies, and you know, when you direct, you know, it's nice to work with the actors and do something a little more offbeat. I think, especially at this stage of my directing career. So, I think I'll just give it to somebody else.